Today I have Rasto with me. He is in his man cave in the Czech Republic, and I'm excited to say we have one long history of a car that he is lucky enough to be able to share with us. He's certainly done his research. Hi Rasto, thanks for joining me.
Hi Annika, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. I love your man cave. It's decked out exactly as I imagine it should be.
Yes, so I built it because I was searching for so many spares, and when I saw all these the chairs, seats, and engine, so I bought it from eBay and strip it down, use what I could use, and the rest you can see behind me.
So basically, everything that doesn't fit in the car goes in the man cave instead.
Exactly.
And so tell us about your car. Who are you here to talk about today?
It's a long story, really, because it's always on the man mind, to have some kind of nice car, the old car, and I always wanted to have a sport car. But then, I have a family, I have two kids, and my wife told me, okay, you can buy whatever you want, but we need to fit in it, So, and when you look on all the cabrios and all the stuff, all are the 2 seats. So I was looking for the bigger car. And a bigger, and I stopped with the Rolls-Royce Wraith II.
Okay.
So, yes, so everything came. I think it was 2016. We married, and a friend of mine had an old Tatra. I don't know if you know the Tatra. It's it's a Czechoslovakian, really very similar to the Rolls, let's say, car. And we were driving to the wedding. I was so impressed. I said, I need to have something like that, So afterwards, I was searching, and I saw that the London Stondon Museum has sell all the collection because the former owner died, and family decided to sell everything. And that was the Wraith, which I only saw on the 5 pictures. I didn't see the car on my own, and I bought it.
You bought it remotely?
Yeah, remotely. Yeah, in the London. Yes. So I saw 5 pictures.
Did you tell me that you had lots of chats with the agent or anything?
No. No, it was really, sometimes you need to be stupid and naive. Now I'm only the naive, or whatever. Stupid.
I love your comment. Your comment was, what was it? The minor engine works required.
Exactly, you are right. Yeah, you are completely right. So I said, okay, it's the old one, so maybe I will need to change the spark plugs or something, and everything will be fine. Really, it was really like that, So my biggest concern was how to get the car from London to Czech Republic. So now I organize the transport, everything, and they bring it back. They bring it over, and then I saw it. It was very nice because it was not used for 20 years. So really, the shape, the interior is just perfect. Then I started the engine, and I was like, it's not so smooth. And everybody is saying, it was really backfiring and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, because the old petrol, maybe the engine doesn't work well. And then I investigated more and more and more, and I found that only 3 cylinders are working from the 8, and I had no clue what's wrong. So I saw that somebody tried to repair the carburetors, but it doesn't help. So I go more and more and more deep, and I found that hydro tappets, somebody stripped them down and put it back in the wrong way. So they didn't, pressurized, and they completely destroyed the sticks for the valves. So they were melted on the crankshaft.
And
so,
how were you already very technical? Were you doing this work yourself, or how were you?
Yes and no, like I like to study, all these kind of drawings and stuff like that. But I have to admit that I don't know if you know the name Rob Wild. He has even made websites, RR Technical, all these drawings. So I contacted him, and he was really so patient with me, and he really tried to help me. But we reached the point that it was like too much, So I really tried to really go to dismantle only the stuff which I was able to put it back, So it took me 7 months, so we don't speak about the weeks. It really took me 7 months to fire the engine back, So I remember I stripped it down in November 2016, and my first ever ride was April. So you can imagine, that it really took a lot of work, And I cannot forget the first drive with this car. My wife was sitting next to me with the fire exhaust. Yes, to wait what happened, if we get a fire or something, and it was a lot of smoke behind me because when the car was running on the 3 cylinders, all the oil was going to the exhaust, So from the moment the engine was running well, you cannot see the smoke behind me, So, but it was only the start, When I started to use the car, basically what could broke, everything broke, or could not work. I need to fix basically everything. Really, like.
Well, I mean, I love how you say, it was beautiful because it hadn't been run for 20 years. And I mean, that's a big red flag there straight away.
Oh, thank you. But I was naive and stupid, So if I speak to you before, I would never buy it, So I'm happy
but it's incredible. How did you find the resources that you used? I mean, you literally were learning how to repair this engine from scratch, and you were using diagrams. And I know you're very prevalent on the forums, so you obviously found help very quickly. Did you know about these resources before you started?
Not at all.
You were just desperate.
Honestly, I cannot remember how it started, but Google knows everything, and really, maybe I started with the Australian forum. They were very active, like in 90s to 2000 something. They issued the bulletins. I don't know how now they are active or not. I don't know, but it was the first starting point for me, to read all these, let's say, easy checks or easy maintain and easy fix. And then, honestly speaking, there is no history of the Rolls-Royce here in the Czech or former Czechoslovakia because, they were not imported here. So basically, it's very few of them here, and if somebody buy it, I think that people don't expect, that this is really special car. Really, it's a really special car, like I couldn't even imagine, that what anything in the normal car could be simple. Rolls-Royce need to make it double complicated, and all this metric and Whitworth stuff, all these hydraulics and all this stuff. But it learned me a lot. It really pushed me to the direct, different level of my knowledge, technical knowledge. So I really take it in that way.
Have you used any third party, any specialist to help you with any parts of this?
No, part it's you. Of course, it's you. You can see you cannot see because you are in the California, but if you will see the orders from the UK, for sure you will see my name quite often. So yes, if it's not you, I'm unable to keep the car on the road.
I've got so many questions, but let's let's start at the beginning. Okay, so you have got a long history of this car. You've sent it to me, and it was really good reading. And I just wondered, my first thought is this normal? Does everybody know this level of detail with their cars? Because it's fantastic. I mean, the only bit that you're obviously disappointed about is losing the first handbook. Right. So twofold. How did you find out this information? And second of all, do you think that this is normal for these cars, that everyone has this level of history?
I when I bring the car to my garage, I was looking on it and I was like asking myself, if you could speak what they did on you, like what they try to fix, like if you could speak, please tell me your story. And then I started, so I took all the old documentation which I received. I was quite lucky. I got a lot of them. So I knew that it was registered on the company. I was like, okay, I hope it's not a rental company or something. So I started to Google. And I found that this company was like producing the food for the animals, but I didn't know it was the owner who bought it, So that was the first point. But the second point was really the building sheet from the Rolls, which they sent to me, all the invoices, all the communication, and this really helped me a lot, So I really built a timeline. Then, you know, I paid all the details. I saw the sticker of the old service in the Oakley in the UK. So I tried to contact them. They didn't remember after 40 years, but I knew it was there, you know.
Surprising that.
I took really the bits and I tried to really build how it was, and I was really lucky to get it like that, you know.
Yeah.
Also, is a little bit said that maintenance book is not the original. They replace it in the I think after 5 years, so it's in the 80s they replace it. But I was able to get the mileage, so I knew how the car was used, you know. So this was really kind of Colombo stuff, you know. I really bit by bit, but nobody helped me at all. No. Really.
And you're the fourth owner then?
Yes.
You're the fourth owner. So for
but
the first
the
owner,
one which is driving. The third one which is driving, because in the museum was never drove this car.
So before, so the first buyer had the car for 12 years.
Yes.
And he drove it every day. Almost.
He was driven. He had a driver. This I was able to get from his former workers, which they told me, you know, even the name of the driver. Yeah, this is amazing, you know, they remember, you know, so that's why I was so surprised that I don't have a headrest, and it's because he want to maybe see, you know, from the back, you know. So then I really try to understand how he, you know, how he ordered the car, what is in his mind and all the stuff, you know. So yeah, he has it until his death. Until his then his family sold it to this kind of politician guy. I found this politician guy even on the list of the voting, his name, but I was unable to contact him because the this old I sent even the letter of my picture and the car to the UK, but nobody answered me.
This is what I love, the fact that you're actually even contacting these people. It's not just history in a book. You're actually like, hi, I've got the car now. I love it. So he had it for 10 years?
Yes. I really think that he made the big maintenance. Yeah, a big maintenance, because when I see, it's very simply to see in our car, if somebody touched the street or somebody, you know, you do something wrong, you see what is original, what is not. This is obvious, you know. So I saw that there was a big problem with the engine. I don't know why they decided to change the hydrotapet. I don't know. It was noisy. I don't know. But somebody really strip it down, and this was funny, because when I took that hydrotapets out, there are 16 of them, you know, two per valve, and I thought that it's working. That if I will put to the oil and I will press, oil will flow away. This was my understanding of the functionality. So I put first one, okay, fine, it's working. Second one is working, and then three last one, they were getting harder and harder and harder. I said they are acting different than the rest. And then, and then I found out maybe they are working well and the rest is not working well. Yeah, it was really like that. I even have pictures and the videos. I can send it to you.
Oh, please do.
You know, I strip it the second. I think there are 10 components or something like that. And I saw that in the 13 of them, the washer was put in the opposite way. And this caused that it didn't pressure up.
Right.
And this caused all of this, you know. So really take me.
I am so glad that she's with you now. This is great. What's her name? Do you have a name for her? I was sure that you will ask this question, and I'm so boring. Even I have a agama, you know, the agama, the animal. Maybe I call her old lady or something, but I don't have a special. Maybe I call it bride or whatever, but I don't have a name. I call her for sure is a she, because she's always waiting. She's always waiting when I fix something, and from the moment I make the test drive, something else broken. It never two things at the same time. Never. She's waiting. I fix something, and then she show me something else. And this is the woman behavior. So it's a woman. I'm sure. I love it. Well, I mean, that is going to be the story of your life now, because I see you have the intention of having her for the rest of your life.
Yes, I would like to. Yes, really, I really decided. Yes, I would like to.
I like that. And so now you've got the bug. I mean, I don't know if she's your first classic, but are you planning on getting her a companion?
Yes, I would like to. I will. It's only the classic car which I have, so I have nothing else. I would like to have kind of maybe some cabrio, some small cabrio or something. But right now I want to have proper working car, and in the 4 years I'm still on the halfway maybe.
Okay.
So now mechanically almost everything working, but I have still big problem with the leakage of
Okay.
everything, you know. So if I fix something, this is what I'm not very good maybe, that I fix something, I buy the fix kit from you, I change all the O-rings, and then afterwards there's still some small drops. And
Okay.
this is, makes me sometimes crazy. And maybe I have another story which I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
There was the leakage on the backlight, back window, you know, this small opera window.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember, it's fixed by the metal L profile to the body from inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the modern cars are fixed from the outside, but the Rolls has the glass from inside. So I was tightening, and it go bam, crack, and I cracked the window. I was almost crying. I was maybe crying, I think. And then I said, okay, whatever, I will buy the replacement. And then I found that nobody at that time was offering the backlight with the heating wiring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you now offering it, but 4 years ago it was not the case. You had a backlight, but without the heating wiring.
Right.
Yes, so I took the logo, and I saw that this company is not anymore existing, but I knew that Pilkington would it. So I contacted the English Pilkington, and they told me we don't have it any stock, but if you will bring the glass to our plant, we will make it for you. So I took the glass into the car, and I was driving to UK all the way to Queensborough, gave him the glass, waiting 10 weeks, and after 10 weeks I came back to pick it up. So that was also quite crazy story.
Do you have another job, or?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm working in the automotive industry. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
so as
Okay.
kind of,
So you have a good background. Okay, cool. It seems to me like this is your full-time job at the moment. How much time do you think you dedicate to her?
now I try to really control it, but from the weekends, it was really the weekends that I spent all the time in the garage. But
Yeah.
some people are so surprised that my wife is fine with that. But she's so happy that I'm not in the pub, that I'm in the garage. But she always forget that I have a lot of beer there, you know. So when I try to fix something and I see the parts twice, I said stop. Tomorrow is also the day. So I really enjoy, you know. I really
Yeah.
enjoy in the garage and. But back to your question, really, I spend a lot of hours.
Okay.
I think it's maybe more than 10 hours of the fixing and 1 hour of driving. I think the
Okay.
ratio is maybe the
Okay.
bigger. Yes.
And do your kids help at all? Have you got them in early?
Yes, of course. And I prepared a picture. I have two small kids, and so yes, really the kids really love it, and I hope that when they will be older, they will maintain it. I hope so, but if not, it's their decision.
So are you gonna do shows with her? Are you gonna travel around?
Yes, I used to. Yes. In 2017, I was in the big kind of local show there when there were 300 cars. And we won the first prize. It's behind the window. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah,
It's
I can see it there. Yeah.
Yeah, so people were so amazed, you know, that this car is still driving, you know, and they really like it. So they gave me the gold prize because here are not so many that cars,
Yeah.
because really the background here is so low, you know, background is really so low. So yes, I did in 4 years 2 shows.
How perfect are you planning to make her?
I want to, honestly speaking, I want to keep it original as much as possible. I don't want to put some kind of, I don't know, modern stereo or something. Even I'm listening. Yeah, it was mounted the 8-track, you know, inside. And we never had in our market 8-track. I never saw in my life 8-track tape. So again, eBay, I bought some of them and I tested, you know, and now I'm driving, you know, I'm listening to Elvis Presley. I'm really listening to the 70s, you know. I like that idea, you know, that this car belongs to 70s, you know. So I want to keep it everything as it was. So yes, my goal is to keep it as perfect as possible. No
I love it.
modification at all. No
Okay.
modification at all.
Okay.
No.
And another question for you. Have you joined any of the actual clubs, the official clubs, the Rolls-Royce Owners Club, or?
Maybe in the future. I didn't find, you know, I don't know anybody personally. You know, so I
Okay.
didn't find a reason, you know, to be in some club when you cannot, you know, that's why maybe I'm so active in the Facebook, because I have nobody to talk about, you know. Now I have a very good friend, Paul York, maybe you know him from the,
Yeah.
and he's really helped me a lot, also a lot. So I always type him the WhatsApp message, you know, like the you know, girlfriend, and please help me with that, you know, and he's, you know, he's still patient with me. So I have a kind of very remote relations. But yeah, maybe it can happen that in one day I will join some club, but not now. After 4
Okay.
years, I'm not.
Not yet. Okay. So if I gave you unlimited credits at an IntroCar, what would be on your bucket list?
Very good question. Okay, you cannot manage the paint. It's, you know, now I really need to manage the paint. I have a very small dip on the grill, so I would like to have the new grill, but you know, it's a small dip, which is, I don't know how it happened. So yes, I would take the grill maybe, but if I
Okay.
will have an unlimited budget. Then for 4 years I tried to get the original wheel hubs from the Bride and from the Corniche. I have a shadow one. So I try to buy, when I see, I already got 2 centers and I have outers, but I still have not all of them. I'm waiting, I'm fishing. So yes, it will be the hubs. And then maybe it would be the spirit starter, because, you know, I took 3 times the original shadow starter out. I put it to the fixing and I still have a problems with it. So it will be the starter from the spirit. And that's
Okay.
it.
And then, well, and then whatever else she throws at you next, yeah.
Yes, and maybe all the ceilings from the doors, yeah, and the ceilings.
Oh, yes. I had one last question for you. I noticed on your notes that there was an interesting point you made, which is that the road testing for the car was pretty heavy. It was what, 282 miles before brand new. Is that
Yes,
right?
I was very surprised. I believe, or I hope it's a standard, or was standard in 70s, but really they deliver as a new 282 miles or something. So I'm sure it was the very hard testing, because, you
Yeah.
know, to make the 300 miles, you know, on the factory, I cannot imagine, but it was like that. So
Yeah.
maybe the other owners can study their build sheets and tell me if I'm exceptional case or it was a standard. But I was
Yeah.
very surprised with that value.
No, so that was a really
Very
interesting
surprised.
point, and I'd be interested to find out as well if that's typical or not.
Okay, so maybe on the discussion, maybe the people can tell us to check the build sheets and tell me what was the mileage when the car was delivered to the first owner.
Absolutely. Okay, well, listen, Rasto, that has been brilliant. I have loved chatting with you, and I hope we see you at some shows in the future.
Yeah, I think I forgot a very important thing which I really forgot to say. When you were asking me about how I learned, it really also the videos from your colleague. I forgot the name,
Matt.
which is yeah. I even didn't tell. Okay, I didn't tell you. I don't know how much time you have, but just in the November, I completely burned out the gearbox, and you know why? Because I didn't understood that I need to check the level of the oil when the car is running, not when the car is standing still. So I was thinking I still have enough, you know, and I burn it out. So that was my big lesson, really big lesson. So it took me a really long time to get it out, to find the expert, which, you know, I didn't overhaul, but then I put it back, and I have when I said that I do everything alone, yes, but sometimes I need hands,
Yeah.
extra hands. So it's my neighbors, but I have nobody, no expert or somebody. We are really kind of punk, or I don't know how can I say. It's really, we are going on the level of the amateurism, really.
The good thing is that you respect the car and you're treating the car to, you know, to the level and standards that she was originally built to. So you may make your mistakes, but it sounds like she is in good hands, which I think is
I
really
hope so. Yes, I believe so. Really, I believe so. It's a really kind of passion. Yes, it is. Yes.
okay.
Let's see.
Awesome. Thank
Okay.
you so
Take
much.
care.
I've
Have a
really
nice
enjoyed our
day.
chat. And let's
I
do
really
another one
enjoyed.
when you've got your second car.
Yes. So if you will find some in California, some not a rusty car from the UK, then maybe. Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Bye, Rasto.
Ciao. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
If somebody offered you 250,000 for her, would you sell her?
Of course, yeah, of course, I will not lie, yeah, of course, like, yeah, but okay, it will never happen, you know, in the reality, but of course, if some mad guy will come, yes, but it will never happen.